You ever look at an old grade school picture of yours and think, man, I really wish I still had that shirt? That's actually how I got my start collecting video game clothing. This is a picture of me when I was 9. You can just barely see the top of that sweet Super Mario World 8 shirt. I really wish I still had that shirt. It was super awesome. Oh wait, I totally do! So today I'm gonna walk you through some brand new old stock Mario shirts that I have from the 90s. Welcome to part 1 of Archon's Retro Closet.
Archon 1.
Alright, so first a little backstory. A while ago I get a tip from a fellow retro collector that there's a woman on Etsy selling what looked to be new old stock character t-shirts from the early 90s. They had brands like Batman and The Simpsons and what I was personally interested in, Super Mario Brothers. Thing is, while she seemed to only have a couple designs, she seemed to have a lot of these t-shirts. So after I bought a couple of these Mario shirts, I reached out to her and I asked the question that you should always ask when buying something. What else you got? So it turns out this woman's father did color approvals for SSI. SSI was a licensing apparel company that basically dominated kids' apparel 30 years ago. If you were a 90s kid and had a shirt on it that had basically any popular brand, chances are it was SSI. Some years ago, when the company was closing down, her dad bought all of their remaining stock, and she was slowly helping him sell the stuff on Etsy. After some back and forth, I found out that she had about 60 of these Super Mario shirts spread over about 12 different designs. Again, all of them brand new. I ended up buying some of each design, and I sold enough of the extras that I basically broke even on what I wanted to keep. So how about we check out some of these designs? This one I mentioned in the intro. It's probably the most common out of this lot, but it was also the one I was most excited about. This is the Super Mario World 8 print. I love this shirt. I owned this shirt when I was little. I did wear it in a school photo, and again, this was the shirt that really... Wanting to find this shirt was what got me into collecting clothes. I have found this design before, but they always printed these things on multiple different colors, multiple different background patterns, so finding this print in this particular blue was challenging. So next up we have a couple of sweatshirts. Again, all of these are going to be children's sizes. They just didn't make cool adult clothes with branded characters on them in the 90s. Yeah, they just didn't make that stuff. Here's the same print, but as sweatshirts. So here's a black one, here's a white one. Another World 8 print in black. I promise this is gonna be the last time I shave this one. Actually, that's not true. I think I have one at the end. This one's really cool. This is their like Game Boy line. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure that this is exactly one of their covers from Mario Land, but it's very cool and, you know, reminiscent of that. This might be my favorite one out of the lot. This is like the most 90s shirt ever to 90s. It's Mario on a skateboard, and it says grind on a wall pattern background. I just love it so much. Next up, another Game Boy branded one. This one I think is funny because, you know, when you're printing shirts you only have so many colors to work with, and I just love how like the Koopa in the background is just this really off-putting shade of green. Here's another skateboarding one that's also Game Boy themed. This one's a little bit more bland. It's just the Mario Madness theme on a logo. Here's another Game Boy one. This one I think is interesting because you can really tell that it was in the approvals process, because the legal information at the bottom is actually taped on with Scotch tape, or with packing tape. Here's one that's Nintendo Power branded, kind of a simple white shirt. This one's that same Game Boy skateboard one, although it's on this dark purple wall pattern, and I was talking to the father via email, and he was saying this is one of the patterns that may not have made it. Again, he was a color approvals guy, so here the colors just didn't pop very well on the purple t-shirt, so he may not have approved this. Here we have sort of the more iconic Mario 3 with raccoon iconography, with Wendy Koopa there at the bottom. I love this shirt. This is one of my favorites too. This one's kind of interesting because it's actually a misprint. So you have the Super Mario Bros. 3 print on one side, again with some sort of limited coloring in the secondary characters. I think Mario's hat's kind of a hot pink, but also then on the back there's the Nintendo Power print that I showed you earlier. So again, this just really goes to show you that this is from a guy who did approvals and quality assurance at this company, because you know, he got some kind of interesting misprints. I do have some other stuff that I'm not going to show you today. It's just not terribly interesting, but like some of these prints that just don't have color values, so it's just like black and white, that kind of stuff, you know, test prints. But this misprint I just thought was interesting. Oh yeah, here's that one I alluded to. It's a World 8, but it's an orange. I could also see how this particular color may not have gotten to approvals, orange being so similar to so many of the other colors in the shirt. Last but not least, this is probably my absolute favorite of the bunch, aside from, you know, the first one that I showed you because it has sentimental value, but like from a how much I love the print, this one might be actually my favorite, and it's Dr. Mario! Sadly, this was actually the only one of these that I got in a lot. She only had the one. But I love this shirt so much. I love how big the characters are. I love that you can see the viruses, and it was just the perfect number of colors for this shirt, and it's just awesome. So that's probably gonna be it today. I have a ton of stuff to show you that's clothing related. I mean, the jackets behind me are gonna get their own video pretty soon. But I didn't want to show you everything in the closet in one video because A, it would be like an hour long. But you know, I like giving these little bite-size vignettes of stuff that's in here so that I can really give each thing its own sort of spotlight. Anyway, I hope this might have been, if anything, just a neat trip down memory lane for a lot of you. I know many of you probably had one or more of these shirts. I certainly know I did, and that's why I was so interested. Anyway, like the title suggests, there'll definitely be a part 2 and probably 3, 4, 5 of the sort of clothing-centric videos. Again, please make sure to like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing, or if you don't like what I'm doing and you just want to see the train wreck anyway, that's fine too. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time.